want to show you my phone.
Why?
Because you don't need to see my phone.
Why don't I need to see your phone?
Because you don't.
Let me see. I just want to Google something really quick.
No.
Why?
You don't need to see it.
This woman destroyed her marriage in less than a minute. This has to be some sort of record. Let's jump right into it.
Let me see the phone and then we can talk.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to show you my phone.
Why?
Because you don't need to see my phone.
Why don't I need to see your phone?
Because you don't.
Let me see. I just want to Google something really quick.
No.
Why?
You don't need to see it. Why are you so insistent on seeing my phone? Like, that's none of your business.
You know
I
what?
don't look at yours.
Hey, you know what?
What? What? You're gonna get all
now, why are you always on your phone now?
Because
like,
I have
literally always on your phone.
I have things to do.
For what people do you have to talk to?
It's crazy how women like this will get so aggressive the second their phone comes into question. They are so blatant with their cheating that they have no problem texting men in front of their husbands, but will somehow think getting combative will somehow help them to hide it.
What people do you have to talk to?
Nurses.
About what? About the job that you no longer have, apparently?
I do have a job.
Then how?
I do have a job. I don't know what you're trying to do.
Here, stop. So here's the thing.
Oh my gosh.
I tried to take you to work the other day. You didn't let me. You refused to let me take you to work.
I'm so sick of this topic, please.
I asked for your pay stubs. You won't show me any pay stubs.
I don't want to talk about this.
You're literally always on your phone.
Record this. This is like private. This is pretty.
Let me see your phone. I'll tell you what. Let me see the phone and then we can talk.
Cheaters will always try to turn the tables on the person they're with. They'll try to make it sound like they're in the wrong for wanting to know what's going on, which just proves how little they respect the person they're with, but still have no problem using them for resources.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to show you my phone.
Why?
Because you don't need to see my phone.
Why don't I need to see your phone?
Because you don't.
Let me see. I just want to Google something really quick.
No.
Why?
You don't need to see it. Why are you so insistent on seeing my phone? Like, that's none of your business.
You know
I
what?
don't look at yours.
Hey, you know what?
What? You're gonna get all dramatic.
No, don't worry about it. I don't.
Okay.
I don't need to see your phone.
Okay.
The gaslighting at the end was a nice touch. Not only is she cheating on him, but she also has to call him dramatic, even though she's the one getting emotional. If it ever gets to that point, the writing is on the wall, and the best thing to do is just to leave.
My husband just asked me what we were having for dinner. Every day. Every day it's the same question. What are we having for dinner? What do we have? Are we going out? What are we doing for dinner? I don't care if we ever have dinner again. I don't ever want to hear that line again. What is the line of questioning all of a sudden? I was born to get married and make dinner. That's my life. Dinner? That's what it all comes down to? What are we having for dinner?
The look of rage she has over her husband asking about dinner really does show that she's not angry at the fact that she's being asked about dinner. It's the fact that she hates her husband so much that it fills her with such rage that she needs to shame him on the entire internet.
I think the government should pay women like a monthly stipend, maybe $5,000. Seems pretty reasonable.
Why?
I'm sure we're all wondering the same question. Why exactly would women need to get paid $5,000 a month from the government?
Exactly.
The government should pay women, right, and just women, because, listen, the government is run by men, right? Like, even if there's women in there, it's run by the men.
Oh dear. Well, here we go.
This woman clearly has no idea how economics actually work. If the government were to just pay women $5,000 a month simply for existing, which is insane, by the way, that money has to come from somewhere, and that would just make the dollar worthless and everything more expensive. She didn't think this idea through at all.
And men are always saying they're providers, they protect us from other men. They're providers, they keep us safe.
Okay.
So if the government is men and men are providers, then the government should provide.
I would like to take this opportunity to promote the idea to the education system to start teaching not only critical thinking, but also logical reasoning in schools, because it's quite obviously needed.
Modern women want men to be providers while they offer next to nothing. Men have to be strong, masculine, protective, and fiercely loyal, and the woman is just supposed to show up to not only do as little as possible, but also get praised for their laziness.
Right, they said they're all providers, so the government should pay us because we're women.
Shockingly, a lot of individuals actually do believe that women should be paid for simply existing by the government. But it's always been my belief that if a person is earning a wage, they should actually be doing something to earn that wage or that stipend. So what exactly are the plans for some of these women in the future for earning their keep? Or do they really expect to just be paid to exist?
If such a thing were to exist, dudes could just identify as women and apply for this subsidy. These women wouldn't be allowed to complain because it would just show how bigoted and hateful they are. It would definitely destroy the economy, but it would be pretty funny to watch at least, I guess.
With my biological child. And then I was like, oh, okay, you're one of those.
Shorty said men who only want biological children don't really want to be fathers.
Jesus.
I told y'all it's getting scary. And what do you mean by one of those? What do you... Bro, you know what? I guarantee you her phone screen time is 10 plus hours. And I guarantee you her TikTok is nothing but I hate men rhetoric. I guarantee it.
What an
That
insult.
is the only way that you can get to this level of slow.
Even by basic logic, what she says makes no sense. If a man wants to have his own biological child, it literally means he wants to be a father. He just doesn't want to be a stepfather, which means all of the financial responsibility and zero respect from the mother.
For most people, not men, for most people, men and women, having biological kids is normally, we don't gotta act slow here, is normally the preferred method. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, people ain't trying to adopt until they realize they can't get pregnant or he can't get her pregnant. 9 times out of 10, people don't want to mess with people with kids because why? Who the hell wants to pick up on somebody's save game?
Exactly, bro.
Who?
Single mothers expect men to take on the job of a man who impregnated her, but that man doesn't have to be involved in the child's life unless he randomly shows up out of the blue. It's such a rotten deal for a man, which is why we don't want to be stepfathers.
I don't want to be independent anymore. We live in a society right now
Translation, I have too much debt. I need a man.
where it has been engraved and pushed down our throats that we need to have this.
It's kind of crazy. Men used to get dowries for taking care of women. They used to get paid. Now men have to pay a dowry to get a woman.
Like boss babe mentality. We're following God has made me and put me in just this feminine desire. Like I desire nothing more than to serve my family and serve my husband.
He only found religion shortly after realizing that being strong and independent wasn't all it cracked up to be. Now she's turning around and trying to fool men into thinking that she's a godly woman. She's not, though. She's just incredibly desperate, and we are seeing right through it.
To be able to just cultivate a home, like turn a house into a home, and to me making bread and serving my family and having my...
Translation, that would be easier than working, and therefore I want to do it now. And my beauty's starting to fade. I'm not as hot as I used to be, so...
kids and driving them around. Like that is the deepest desire of my heart now. Like money is cool, but like I don't even really
Translation, I don't want kids, but I know this sounds good to beta bucks.
If she honestly wanted to make a house a home, make bread and raise children, she could have had those things when she was younger if she just played within her league, but she chose the boss babe lifestyle, and there is no way for her to go back.
Care about that.
Translation, the men that I want now, not then, but now will eat this up.
But I desire to serve more than anything. Like when I get to cook for people, when I get to cultivate and like create a meal, like that brings me so much more joy now. And it's so funny because God really truly does change the desires of
Translation, I'm 29.
Yeah.
your heart. Like he puts a completely different perspective in your heart and a desire, which is that true femininity.
What's interesting is how modern women have said for over a decade that cooking and cleaning were a half step above slavery, that it was evil and the worst thing to happen to women. Then they turn around and offer that to men as soon as they age out. That is hilarious.
Where society has made us think like that is like oppressive. That is the most beautiful thing, to get to come home, a husband to get to come home and his wife is serving him. Now, if you are going out and working so hard, yes, you're going to come home and I want to serve you. Yes, you're going to come home and everything's going to be taken care of. And not every day, I'm sure, is going to be perfect.
Translation, I want to nag. I want him to come home and I just want him to listen to my feelings.
Women like this love to blame society for why they are the way they are. Society had nothing to do with it. She made the choice to buy into the toxic lifestyle of disliking men, partying or chasing a career or whatever, and now this is all she has left. We want nothing to do with her.
Police are doing nothing.
Girl, I bet she wishes they were doing nothing right now, because now we have Austin's statement from the police. I got a fresh blowout, new pajamas. Let's get into it. I've got the statement. This comes from Stephanie, the attorney. Let's read. So if you recall, the incident happened on October 12th. Austin gives a statement to the Oswego police on October 23rd. It's important to know why there's a gap. We're going to find out. He said, on October 12th, I was drunk and apparently ordered DoorDash to my residence. I don't remember ordering DoorDash, but there you go. and he apparently fell asleep on the couch afterwards. He states he was naked from the waist down, but had a shirt on. He said when he woke up, he received a notification from DoorDash, and in the background of the photo, it showed him asleep with his genitals out.
It's rather refreshing that the DoorDash guy was able to make a police statement and the public sided with him. There have been far too many instances of people blindly siding with women when it comes to false claims, and the guy suffers the consequences when he's innocent.
If we recall, the next morning is when the police initially questioned him, and he apologized and said that's not like him. And now why there's a gap, because a week later he opened TikTok and saw himself on her account. The video was the video that DoorDasher took of him with 28.8 million views, and it was Olivia's account, which was his DoorDasher. It made him feel unsafe, humiliated, all those things, and she also posted his first name and his street number. The next line is just him saying, I did not give her permission to do this, and I want to press any and all charges.
That guy has every right to feel unsafe. Some random woman entered into his house, recorded him unclothed, doxed him, and posted a video about it to TikTok. That kind of crap could seriously ruin his life, and she had no right to do it at all.
And this was filed October 23rd, so more than 12 days after the initial incident happened. And if we recall, she wasn't arrested for more than a week later because there had to be an investigation done. And now Olivia, aka IRL Monster Hideout, is facing 2 felony charges. Unlawful surveillance, and then the dissemination of that surveillance, which was putting the video here on the internet. So it sounds like nobody knew about this video. She didn't admit it in her initial police report. She didn't mention it. Nobody knew until he saw it, and then he filed a police report, which I think was very smart on his part. Instead of jumping on TikTok, like everybody's like, where is he to defend himself? Y'all, this isn't real life. Out there is real life. He did the right thing. And again, all this comes from Stephanie. Guys, go follow her. She's a phenomenal attorney in New York where this is actually happening. Let's hear it in the comments. If there's still an Olivia defender out there, I want to hear from you, because y'all are still sliding in my DM.
Time will only tell what happens with the trial, but it's a shame that most of us are thinking that if she gets punished, it'll be a light punishment, if she gets one at all. Women like this have a notorious track record of getting off light after humiliating a dude for no reason.
If you're new here, I married a woman, had a kid with a woman, divorced that same woman. During the divorce, they transitioned to a man, lost custody, and now they owe child support. A little less than a year ago, the court mandated them to pay child support, healthcare reimbursement, and medical bill reimbursement, and you guessed it, $0. But I just want to say, okay, I married a woman. Yep. I am now engaged to a woman. I am a lesbian.
She's a lesbian, and she's getting ready for a second marriage, which ultimately means she's getting ready for a second divorce. Divorce rates amongst lesbians are the highest of all the couples who can get married, and with the way she's acting, divorce is all but guaranteed.
The audacity to have a baby daddy or an ex-husband is crazy. What? Because I've done so many twists and turns to avoid having to deal with men.
And somehow, you still find a way to blame men.
I love how everything is a man's fault. Even if women were to live in an all-female society like the ones they keep saying would be a utopia, they would still figure out a way to blame men. Let's be real. Whenever something goes wrong, they would be blaming a dude. Accountability is simply not their strong suit here.
No one talks about divorcing a good guy. I've been divorced twice, both of which were my decision, and neither one of them were abusing me or cheating on me. That doesn't mean there wasn't a pile of other reasons as to why we couldn't maintain a healthy relationship. You deserve to be happy. And I'm proud of you for taking responsibility for your happiness and doing something about it. So stop beating yourself up.
This woman actually has no idea what she's talking about. There's actually a very large community of divorced women on TikTok who talk about how they divorced the good guy because she was still unhappy with him, even though he did everything right. Some women actually just straight up dedicate their entire TikTok channels and everything to that subject alone.
The reason why nobody's talking about divorcing the good guy is because they know how it makes them look, and they oftentimes live to regret it. And the bottom line is that it is extremely disappointing for men to hear stories like this, because it tells them that they could be an amazing man, but this is how they could still end up. The woman that they love and that they said vows to and that she said vows back to him could just decide she's not happy and she leaves him. Ladies, what so many men would love for you to understand is that they don't do that to you. Men do not leave good women simply because they aren't happy.
The harsh truth is that modern wives are not capable oftentimes of defining the word happy. It's just an ambiguous term they throw out there, and they really just use it as an excuse to divorce the guy later because they can just say they were unhappy but not actually define it.
Because most men understand that if they are not happy and yet they have a good woman, it is a him problem. A lot of women, unfortunately, do not think the same way when it comes to their own happiness because they put it on the man to make them happy. These are women that will be in the cycle of finding a new man, being happy for a short amount of time, but then eventually, over time, they become unhappy because they're unhappy with themselves. So for you men listening, my biggest piece of advice is to make sure that you're with a woman that is naturally happy with herself. Trust me.
Considering how many women are out there that are heavily medicated on like antidepressants and stuff, the sad truth is that finding a woman who's genuinely happy with herself is going to be very damn rare. So it makes sense why so many men have just checked out to do their own thing.
You got to prepare for this one. A woman only has problems if her man has no problems. All right, let me talk you through this one because this will be a big insight for a lot of you guys. I promise you. All right.
Okay, go for
There's
it.
two types of problems in this world. No one taught you this, and this is why men get so confused, right? There's man problems, solving, building businesses, making sure shit doesn't explode, real man problems. And then there's girl problems. What's a girl problem? Well, a girl problem is the vibes aren't good over here, and I need better vibes.
He's not wrong. We have seen endless rants from modern women who go on and on about how men shouldn't be allowed to play video games, play golf, or do anything that brings them joy because a man's happiness will naturally make a modern woman upset.
That's it. The vibes aren't good, and I need better vibes. Now, where do men go wrong? Why do relationships tend to go wrong? Well, it's because, other than incompatibility, obviously, maybe just two people aren't a fit for each other and they have different goals and they're aligned differently, of course, but let's assume that's all correct. Here's what happens. The man thinks that the girl problems are man problems. So the man thinks, oh, she's got a problem? Oh, I got to go solve it. I got to go fix it because she's not okay. Because things are going to happen here. The man thinks it's urgent. It's life or death. Oh my God, I got to do this because she's crying. Why does the man think that? The man thinks that because if a man is crying, if a man is crashing out, what does that mean? It means there's something wrong here and it's actually about to break.
Men want to fix problems. The issue with modern relationships is when the woman has a problem, the man needs to know when to solve it, when to do nothing, and when to provide endless amounts of sympathy and not actually do anything to solve it. I mean, we need to magically know which one is which without their help. It's ridiculous. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.